Hello, everybody in drum land and percussion land. Mr. Fitz here with Limbo Rock. Okay, so I wanted to kind of go through a little bit of this with you, just to kind of give you a start on playing it. Now, this is a suspended cymbal, snare drum, and bass drum part. All right, I'm going to grab my drum. And I think what I'll do too is I'm going to lower this music stand a little bit so that you'll be able to see the drum head, which you really want to be able to do. You don't want to see me so much as see the drum. Right? Okay, here we go. Oopsies. All right, there we go. I think you get the idea here. Move it backwards a little bit. Okay, that's good. All right, now I need my drumsticks. All right, very nifty. All right. These aren't exactly matching drumsticks, but they'll have to do. All right, now here's the thing, guys. When you play this, the two parts that we want to focus on are the snare drum part and the cymbal part. Now, the cymbal part is denoted by the X kind of notes that are on the top above the music staff. So, like when you see these notes here on the very top, that's the suspended cymbal. The middle note on the third space is the snare part, and this is played with snares off. You'll notice it says SD snares off. So on my snare, if you have a snare drum, you're going to flip the lever on the side to get the snares off. Okay? Now, what my advice always is when you play something like this is to play one part at a time. But since your goal is to be able to play with both hands, what you do is you play the snare drum part with your left hand, and you play the cymbal part on the rim of your drum or on the rim of your pad with your right hand. If you happen to have a suspended cymbal at your house, then by all means use a suspended cymbal. Okay? All right, so I'm going to play right now from the beginning, and I'm going to play up to, I'd say I'm going to play up to measure 20. Okay? And I'm just going to use my left hand and play the snare drum part. So here I go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Well, that didn't sound like snare off. There we go. That's much better. The snares were being held against the drum head. Okay, so here goes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, so that's the snare drum part. Now, the cymbal part, and by the way, an interesting thing about this is the snare and the cymbal part kind of move as a unit, so they don't put rests in. Like, for example, if you look at measure 5, on the first beat, the cymbal part plays, but the snare drum doesn't come in until beat 2. However, there is not a quarter rest showing for the snare drum part, so you have to just realize that the snare part is being placed with the cymbal part kind of, showing you where the beats are. All right? So this time now I'm going to use my right hand. I'm going to do the same thing playing the cymbal part on the rim of my drum. Okay, so here I go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. I think I got that right. Hope I didn't mess up. Hope I didn't leave out a measure. All right, so. All right. Now, here's the thing. I'm going to try both parts at the same time and see how that works out. All right? So here goes nothing. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 1 and 2. 1 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 4. Okay, so I did add one extra note by accident in there. All right, now that kind of gives you a general idea of how to start working on this. A lot of this is very repetitive, okay? So try your best to work it out separately. The more important part, believe it or not, is the snare drum part, because basically, if you notice, the cymbal part is just keeping the beat, all right? So meaning quarter notes. It's just playing quarter notes for the most part, all right? So have fun with Limbo Rock.